There exist two fundamental ends of the state. One is the keeping of the peace, the other, the administration of justice. In a high degree, Augustus succeeded at both tasks. To the world he gave the Pax Romana, which, whatever its shortcomings, provided security of life and property for the peoples of the Roman system over several generations, hanging together indeed for 4 centuries and a half. And within the Roman structure, Augustus achieved a political reform which sustained law and order for a great while, and which, in part, has been passed down to modern civilization. The immediate necessities of the American Republic in the closing years of the 20th century after Christ resembled those of Rome after the triumph of Octavian, styled Augustus. For the keeping of peace in the world, America at the end of the Second World War was as strong as Rome had been after the defeat of Antony. We Americans let slip our supremacy, so that now Russia equals the United States in power. Yet it is not fantastic, even yet, to imagine a Pax Americana. Within the United States, Americans have to confront the problem of reinvigorating the written Constitution and the unwritten Constitution, lest this country sink altogether into a centralized, plebiscitary democracy, a mockery of the original American pattern of politics. A principal intention of the Reagan administration has been to resist the drift toward a condition called by Tocqueville democratic despotism. Those are conspicuous political questions common to the eras we are discussing. Other similarities must be noted. 1. The especial concern of Augustus in his hour is the decay of public and private morality, from the loss of virtue among men holding high office to the dismaying divorce rate in Roman society and American. Yet another common difficulty, bound up with mores, is above politics. I mean the life of spirit, the religious understanding of existence, in a society that has sampled all fancied pleasures and experienced all forms of brutality. Finally, both the Roman and the American societies in question, after years of war and social confusion, found themselves distressed economically. This last problem, though it might loom largest for the average Roman citizen or the average American citizen, actually could be dealt with more readily than could the difficulties of peace, political structure, morality, and the life of spirit. Now Augustus and the great Roman restorers of his time, poets and historians conspicuous among them, did succeed in their work of renewal. They did not succeed perfectly, for human institutions never achieve perfection, but they did revive, among the better Romans, hope and a sense of mission. They did preserve until the 5th century, or in the East until the 15th century, the general framework of the Roman order. They did confer upon Latin literature, upon Roman architecture, upon all those civilizing influences called Romanitas, an enduring majesty. They gave us the word Augustan as the symbol of a nation's fullest achievement. 2,000 years later, can America know its own Augustan age? Some shrill liberal voices would persuade us that the American nation is descending into economic exhaustion, civil disorder, and ignominy among the powers of the earth. Something fatal indeed is occurring, but the disaster is befalling the shallow ideology called American liberalism, not the American nation. In 1913, near the beginning of the world's present time of troubles, George Santayana wrote that the American liberals had subordinated quality to quantity, in economic life as in much else. The liberal philanthropists, Santayana remarked, were then preparing an absolute subjection of the individual, in soul and body, to the instincts of the majority, the most cruel and unprogressive of masters. And I am not sure that the liberal maxim, the greatest happiness of the greatest number, has not lost whatever was just